Alright guys, this is the segment addition video. Again, if you get a question right, feel free to skip past that part of the video to the questions that you need to work on. Let's look at this. So we have this long line segment here, and our goal is to find SR. SR, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight SR. Right, it's that little section right there. Alright, so the segment addition postulate says that I can take all of my shorter segments. So I can take this 9, I can take this missing SR, I can add this 5 at the end. Alright, and all of those together are going to equal the total segment. Alright, and the total segment here is 15. Okay. I know that if I take this 9, I add SR, the length of SR, and I add 5. Add all three of those parts, I'm going to get the total 15. Okay, so using the segment addition postulate, I've set up an equation. Now I can solve for my missing value. 9 plus 5 is 14. I'm going to combine that together out front just because I want to. Okay, and now I'm going to subtract that constant 14 from both sides so I can get my missing value. And this leaves me with SR being equal to 1. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 2. Alright, so for number 6, we know that our two smaller segments, I'm going to highlight AB and BC. When I add those together, I'm going to get the total segment from A to C. Alright, so here, before we had 3 smaller segments right next to each other, here we just have 2 adding up to the total. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this equation. I have 12 plus x plus 3 equals that total 2x plus 15. Alright. And now I'm going to start by solving. I'm going to combine like terms. So 12 and 3, that equals 15. Alright. So we can still see we have that total green segment. This total green segment here is still up here. Part of our blue segment, that plus 3 has been absorbed into the rest of our information. We've combined those like terms. Alright, and now we are going to subtract this constant from both sides. Oh, you know what? Well, I started this way, so I'm going to finish this way. There is another way to solve this, which looks prettier, but that's okay. X equals 2x. Now I need to subtract, I need to move all my x's to one side. I end up with 0 equals 2x minus x is x. So I end up with x equals 0. Alright, it doesn't want me to plug x back in to an equation, so that's my final answer, x is 0. So if I were to plug this in here to find BC, 0 plus 3, I'd find out that BC was the length of 3. We don't have to do that because it's not what the question is asking for, but just the more you know. Alright, let's solve our next problem. Alright, we did 5 and 6, so now we're going to work on 7. I got all this lovely space here, good. Alright, so again I have my short segment here, PQ. I've got my longer segment here, x plus 5. I know that when I add those together, I end up with this total part here, 9. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my two smaller parts. I have x minus 2, and I'm going to add x plus 5. And I'm going to set that equal to the total, which was 9. And now I'm going to start solving. This one will be a lot prettier. I have two x's, x plus x. Those are going to combine together to equal 2x. I have two constants, minus 2 and plus 5. Those are going to combine together to be plus 3 equals 9. Now I'm going to subtract my constant from both sides. I end up with 2x equals 6. And I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides, leaving me with x equals 3. Right? This question is just asking us to solve for x. We don't need to plug it back in. That's my final answer. Let's do one last problem. Okay. Alright, guys, I do apologize. I'll come back to these problems in another video, but I'm gonna be solving number 8 down here. Alright, so I have enough room. So A, B, and C are collinear. Alright, so I know I have 3 points. A, B, and C, but I don't know what order, so I gotta look. B is between AC. Right? B is between AC. So I'm gonna put B in between A and C, and now I'm going to fill in my values. Alright, it's asking us to solve for x. They're telling us that AB, so from A to B, we have x plus 4. From A to C, this total length from here all the way over, that is 3x minus 8. So all the way over is 3x minus 8. Right? And then they tell us that BC is 4. Okay? And now that I have my image, I'm going to take my AB, that red segment, I'm going to add it to my yellow segment, BC, and I know that that's going to give me my total segment, that blue segment, AC. Alright, now I'm going to start plugging my values in. I have x plus 4, and then I'm adding that to 4, and that equals 3x minus 8. Alright, I'm going to combine like terms over on this side of the equation, over on this side of the equation, because I have this plus 4 and this plus 4. So that's going to combine together to become x plus 8 equals 3x minus 8. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I'm going to move all of my values to one side, plus 8, all my constants to one side. That leaves me with, x plus 16 equals 3x. Right. I'm going to move this up just a little bit so we can see the rest of the problem. Alright, and then I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Move all my x's to one side. End up with 16 equals 2x. I divide by 2 on both sides, and that leaves me with x equals 8.